Hello everybody. So through this session we will continue our story of If I Were You. So as we saw in our first part that If I Were You is a story about Gerard, and he used to live in a lonely cottage in Essex where an intruder stranger had entered. Actually he is a criminal and he had come there with the purpose of killing him and take over his identity. He was asking few questions from Gerard, and at that moment uh, he told about himself that he was a jewel robber. Further, Gerard told that in that area of Essex there hardly any jewels are there. So the criminal told that police also is not there and he could stay there, he could hide there for some time. So talking about, Gerard told and asked that what does that he mean by that. He wanted to stay with him, and he did not ask him even for staying with him. So that time the criminal told that was the big surprise, because he would kill him, and that's why he did not ask, because then after that there will be no need for asking even. At this moment Gerard now is trying to save himself, and he said that why do you want to add murder to your crimes, and that you already are criminal, so don't add murder. By murdering me you will add murder to your crimes, and avoid that, there is no need of that. But the intruder, the criminal, told that he is already wanted for murder. Already there are charges of murder on him, and he would not be bothered by another murder charge on him. That they means policemen, they can't hang him twice for two murders, and the punishment for one murder or two or more is same, so he would not mind murdering and killing Gerard. So Gerard asked, okay, by murdering him he will definitely not lose anything, but what will he gain by murdering him? So the criminal, the intruder, told that he would gain freedom. He will get freedom by murdering him and taking over his identity, and he would start living as Vincent Charles Gerard. That after that he can eat and he can roam here and there easily without any trouble, without any fear of the police, the cops. So further, Gerard told that in most of the melodramas, villains are foolish to delay the killing of the hero, but here he was lucky. And why does he say so? That we will come to know later on. But then intruder told that he had delayed the killing of Gerard because he wanted to have that how he wanted to know how does Gerard used to speak, and how does he used to dress up, and what was his way of behaving. He wanted to copy that. That's why he had not killed him till that time. So when Gerard told that by having such kind of dressing up style he would be caught instantly, so the intruder, the criminal, told that he would try his clothes only. He would try Gerard's clothes only after killing him, and that's not difficult for him, and that he would start wearing those glasses also, his specs also. So at this moment Gerard suddenly changed his behavior, and he said that thank God the intruder had not killed him, and that was, he was lucky in that. Who was lucky? The intruder. The criminal was lucky that he had not killed Gerard. So the intruder also, he also got surprised by that why was he saying so? Why was he lucky that he had not shot Gerard? So he was asking that, he asked him that tell what was going on in his mind, what is actually the reason, why was he speaking like that? So Gerard asked that if it was your idea to kill him, Gerard only, and to take over his identity, and would that be helpful for him? Will police not trouble him after that. So at this moment our introducer, he was quite irritated and he said that now he has made that all plan, and he said that in town he did some uh, robbery, jewel robbery only, and things went wrong, and after that he had killed a police person, he had killed a cop, and after that he was hiding and hiding only. And then suddenly Gerard spoke that, and after that he got there in his cottage. So the interviewer told that he did not directly reach there in his cottage in Essex, that he reached Aylesbury, where he first time saw Gerard. And when he saw Gerard, two people were talking about Gerard, that he was quite mysterious. So Gerard told that he is ready to explain the mystery behind his character. But interviewer did not listen, and he kept on talking that he has studied, observed that he used to order everything on phone. He did not go much out, and everything he used to order online, something like that, and that there are no much people who used to come to meet him. So Gerard now asked him that why don't you listen to me? Why don't you listen why I am surrounded by such mystery? Why are you not ready to listen? But at that moment introducer, he was already quite late and he prepared to shoot. He just pointed the gun, the revolver towards him, and just about to shoot only. At that moment only Gerard told that he should stop and he should not shoot, because if police will not hang him for himself, police will definitely hang him for Vincent Charles Gerard. Means he told that he himself was a criminal and bigger than him even. So introducer also stopped when he listened that he would be hanged as Vincent Charles Gerard, that Vincent Charles Gerard is also a criminal. So Gerard continued that with him also things went wrong, and he answered them with bullets. Means he had shot somebody dead. He is also a criminal, and that he was hiding there in the cottage, and that's why nobody used to come there for meeting him. And one of his men he has posted on the main road, and that police is reaching there to catch him. Police is after him, and that's why he was packing the bag. As we saw, he has attended the call in the beginning and he was packing the bag, and that he was running away from there. Then he showed the bag also. In the bag he showed that there was a revolver, there was a gun also, and there was some disguise material also. Disguise material means false nose, mustache, beard also, for changing the personality. So Gerard told, now you believe me. He was talking to the criminal now, introducer now. Now criminal both maybe now. So he told introducer, now do you believe me that you were lucky that you had not shot me? So now Gerard told him that don't waste the time, and we both should go away from here. We both can run away from there. And he told that he had a car also. So introducer, he is not believing still him, and he is just in doubt. So Gerard told him that if he found that there was something wrong, he had gun, he could have his car also, and he could shoot him later on also. So he told the intruder that now don't wait, let's get away from there, and that he had posted a man on the main road. He would ring, he would do the call there if they will see the police. At that moment only the phone rings, the bell rings there, and both of them were totally shocked, and fear also caught the introducer that police was on the main road. So Gerard told him that now don't wait and let's get directly to the garage. and he showed him the way. So the intruder, who was still not believing, he said that how could I believe you, that whatever you are saying that's true. So Gerard said that don't be a fool and you can inspect yourself only. And then he got aside and then he opened the door that you can look yourself, you can inspect yourself only directly. There is a way. So pointing the revolver towards Gerard, and as he turned into the toward the door, Gerard gives him into a push into the cupboard and knocked the revolver down from his hand, and he slams shut the door tightly and locks it. Then he picks up the revolver and goes to the phone and picked up the receiver of the phone, and then he talked to the person holding the revolver toward the cupboard only, where he had shut the intruder inside the cupboard. From inside the intruder, he was just beating the door. The sound of rattling was there. He was shouting from inside that let him go out from there. So he picked up the phone, Gerard, and he felt sorry for the person for the other side. He told that he was Gerard only, and he said that he was sorry that he could not deliver the props in time for rehearsal, as he had got into a little bit trouble, but then he would manage all the trouble. Further, he told that the trouble was quite amusing and that he would use that in his next play. So we come to know at that moment that Gerard was not a criminal. He was talking about playwright, or he was a kind of a director only who used to make plays, and those props, false mustache and all other things for disguise, he used to deliver for the plays. And further he told the person on phone that he should tell the person that is one of his friends, sergeant of police, to come at his cottage all at once. So definitely he had called the sergeant because he wanted to get intruder arrested by him, and then that will be all. So all in all, this is a play by Douglas James, and we find that criminal was quite sharp. He has done his homework. He has made a great plan that by killing Gerard, Vincent Charles Gerard, he would take over his identity and start living as Vincent Charles, away from police, the clutches of police only. But Vincent Charles Gerard, although he was not criminal, but he was sharp-minded, and he has tricked the criminal beautifully. And that's all.